what we are premiering on.
The Cost of Inheritance is about the long fight and struggle for reparations in this country. We tell that story through current day subjects who are working in various ways around reparations and grappling with what reparations is and means.
Thank you so much for coming out on this Sunday afternoon to watch our film, The Cost of Inheritance, a film that I don't think has ever been more relevant and important.
Nobody in our family said, "And who's he?" She opened that door for me, and I thank Sarah for that. How did we get so lost? Every time I say I'm the 5th generation of Zeke Quarterman, an enslaved man, part of me dies.
I'm not going through that same trauma. I'm feeling healed. I feel like it's healing me.
I'm just being brutally honest. I could just sit back and be like, well, Sarah, I don't want to do this no more. I could do that.
I'm ready at any day for him to say, I'm walking away, this is too painful.
But sometimes we just have to think outside ourselves. Yes, we're talking about white people got what they got to do. We already know that. How are we holding our own selves accountable?
Reparations can't happen without relationships. That shouldn't just be transactional. People should have some sort of investment in understanding why it should be done white and black.
I just want to encourage white families to do the work. Look at your own history. What was your family's role? Harm happens locally, so repair has to happen locally.
Come on up. This was an amazing screening. Having the participants watch the film, being all together in a theater with an audience, hearing the audience reaction, the energy, and then being able to answer questions that the audience has. It's one of the highlights of the process of making the film.
Yeah, thank you for receiving this film. It's so heartfelt. It's so moving just to even know that our story has come this far.
I think what'll surprise people the most is that this is not just a story of dollars and cents, but that there is human reckoning from ordinary people that are like you and like me, and that it involves soul searching and not politics.
I will admit I definitely had some hesitancy, I think, in doing something like this. But anyone that knows me knows that I'm big on my people.
People want to know this history. They want to know the information. White people want to know. Young people especially.
I've been able to catalog the black history of my town, spend a lot more time with my elders.
My being young and interested in genealogy, that throws people off guard. A lot of people don't get into the context of history and your relatives until usually 40s, 50s, 60s. And I just turned 30 and I'm like, nah, let me tell you about these last 200 years.
They want to know. Why wouldn't you want to know the history of your country or your family?
I think the personal partial reparations helps build the case for the federal government to make reparations happen at the national scale. My grandfather tells any and everyone who will listen about the work I do, and now my community pretty much does the same.
There's a hand here and here. So let's go here first, and then we'll come here.
When our team discovered the work that was going on around reparations, I was like, this can be a hopeful film. This can actually give hope. And I love that. I love those kind of stories.
We have greatly sinned, an historic truth for which we implore mercy and justice. We are profoundly sorry.
There's so much good work happening underneath the radar that we don't hear about. I think this film is a real platform to show those other stories. It provides an entry point to consider what living with this history means, and how to make it right.
Just sharing a thought about the importance of the diversity up here, and I mean in the different approaches that's being taken to the same subject.
What are we up against as we undertake this sacred mission?
Fear. What are you going to take from me?
They want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They are not owed that.
I knew from the beginning that this was going to be a controversial topic. I always thought that it was best to talk about it in terms of equity and justice, and not in terms of reparations, which I think for some people brings in mind the notion of cutting a check. And it's so much more than that. It's about leveling the playing field. It's about apology. It's about recognition of what has transpired in our past that brings us to our present.
Yes, there's been reparations for other people, for other horrors. Why African Americans seem to be the only people who haven't received reparations, I mean, it's the big question, right? I know a film can't do everything. Maybe it can change a mind or two, but at least can open the conversation. This is the moment. This is the moment.